once again, I would like to welcome everyone to the Consumer Startup Pitch Night hosted by the Startup Club. My name is Mathilde, and I am hosting pitch nights and investment conferences at the Startup Club on various topics, such as food tech, fashion, beauty, and also green tech. And a few words about the Startup Club. We help connect fundraising startups with investors and advisors that can help them on their fundraising journey through our pitch nights and also some private meetings and also some marketing efforts. We help startups with their goals or with pitch deck reviews and valuation reports, and as well as workshops on various topics. And yes, we're proud to have over 70,000 members in our online networks and over 50,000 investor connections around the world. And today's event is focusing on consumer companies, and I'm happy to introduce you to 3 companies tonight. The first one is called Coiniverse. It's Bring Your Coin collection to life with Coiniverse coin collecting app. It's presented by Mikko Siiväinen. I am sorry about the pronunciation. The second one is called 100 Group, and it's presented by João Andrade. It's on a mission to help athletes find their individual summits by crossing finish lines at the world's most challenging ultra-trail endurance races. And the third one is called Blanca Pictures. It's a multicultural animation studio that produces original young adult and children's scripted edutainment, English original content. And this company is presented by Lilia Belaya Blanca. So I'm super excited to have you all here tonight, Mikko, João, and Lilia. And now a few words on the format. Each of you will have 7 minutes to pitch, followed by approximately 15 minutes Q&A with the board members. And if someone in the audience has a question, you can ask your question either in the public chat or using the private chat function. And now I would like to welcome the 3 board members. I'm very happy to have you all here tonight. If you could shortly introduce yourselves at the beginning, that would be really nice. Let's start with Amelie Bahr from GMPVC, German Media Pool. Hi, Amelie.
Hi, thanks for having me. Yes, I'm Amelie. I'm with German Media Pool. We're an independent media for equity fund, which means that we invest media from a network of partners, primarily in Germany, but also several other European countries. And we're focused on consumer-facing investments across all categories. So happy to be here and hear more from the startups.
Right, thank you so much, Amelie. We also have here tonight Roope Vahahyyppa. Hi, Roope.
Hi all, nice to meet you. I'm
meet you.
Roope. I'm working for Slingshot Ventures in Amsterdam. We're an early stage VC. Early stage for us means seed up to Series A. Currently focusing more on seed investments. And consumer for us is very broad. As long as we can tell ourselves that the end consumer benefits from the proposition, we will be interested, and we would like to have a discussion. We focus on Europe, actually, investing out of our 3rd fund now, and increasingly looking outside of the Netherlands and Western Europe. So happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. Nice to have you here. And our 3rd board member is Erena, Estellés, Tatay from Plug and Play Tech Center.
Yeah. Hi, thanks for having me. So yeah, I'm Erena. I work for Plug and Play, which is a venture capital firm that invest in early stage companies from pre-seed to Series A, but we are currently focused more on seed stages. We are agnostic in terms of location and industry, so that means that we have people with knowledge on different industries, and I'm more focused on commerce, also brand and retail solutions, and yeah, happy to hear about you guys.
Thank you so much. Welcome, Erena. Thank you all for the introductions. We will now start with the first pitch, which is Mikko from Coiniverse. And hi, Mikko.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
When you're ready, you can share your screen and you can start the pitch.
Let me see how to share the screen. Yeah, just a sec. I think it should be visible now.
Yeah. It's visible, or it's not in full screen yet? No, it's in full screen. Perfect.
All right. Great.
Right.
All right. Hi. Nice to meet you, everyone, and be here. I am Mikko Seonen and CEO of the Coiniverse. And Coiniverse, in short, will digitalize coin collecting. We create a global platform for the collectors and the whole coin industry to socialize, learn from coins, and trade them. Our aim is nothing less than to create the best collector app on the planet. It's just a bit like Chrono 24 has done with the collectible watches, just a bit better. And fun fact about Coiniverse is that we are most likely the oldest startup in the world ever, since our roots go back to 1860, as we were born and raised with Mint of Finland and have been incorporated as our own company just this August. The market for coin collecting is highly fragmented, with a variety of players and operating models that are coexisting. And really what we are solving is two ways. For the industry and the mints, we bring younger collectors to the market. We open up new markets and offer a power platform to market and sale of coins. The coin collectors are getting older, so we bring in younger users and opening up new markets for the mints. And for the collectors, really, they struggle in finding the information about coins. They struggle with really learning from new coin releases and how to really find something new to buy. And of course, trust is a big factor. They have to trust the sellers and the parties they are trading with. So this is what Coiniverse brings to the table. We bring the industry and the collectors together in a safe platform, together with the official mints of the world. And we are also going to add central banks and similar actors to the platform later stage. It often comes as a surprise what size of market coin collecting really is. There is 300 million collectors in the world, with 200 million of them in Europe and North America alone, and around 100 mints all over the world. The market size is around 2 billion from the primary market and 10 billion from the secondary market, totaling up to nearly $12 billion yearly. And it's estimated to be growing at 10% rate until 2027. So it's a niche, but it's an interesting niche, definitely. Our collectors with Coiniverse, they are already a bit younger than the average collector is. Our main age group is between 35 to 55 years old, and we do have a vibrant community of even younger collectors on board. They are often interested in history and really collect coins from around the world. They also participate a lot in different collector groups, and this is why we have also introduced social features in the Coiniverse platform. And they often start their collecting journey from the coins that they have inherited from the family, or find somewhere else in their family who are collecting. We do have competition, even though the Excel still remains our competitor number one. So collectors are collecting and marking their collectibles to an Excel sheets. There are kind of really good coin scanners in the market, Coinoscope, CoinSnap, so they are excellent in what they're doing there. But with such a broad scope that we have, so really there isn't really mobile competition. Numista is the largest platform for collectors, but it's desktop only. So they are targeting a little bit more experienced and more kind of numismatic type of collectors. where we are today, we have been on the market from January 21 and been growing steadily. We now have over 110,000 registered users and 10 mints on board with us. Our main areas where users come from are from Europe, Italy, France, Spain, and now increasingly also from the US. And with us are already two of the top 5 mints of the world. We have the Perth Mint and we have the Monnaie de Paris from France. So rather good start with our stage at this point. So where do we make our money? We have 3-legged business model. So we have fees for member mints to join us, and we also have different levels of membership that include also monthly payments. And we also do different type of marketing campaigns and similar activities with our member mints. We have a subscription service for the collectors, so it's a monthly or yearly payment for some extra services, coin values, and different exclusive content for them. And then, as we are moving towards the marketplace, it's going to include the sales commissions of the sales of the coins. We have a great team. We have 5 co-founders. So myself, we have Juha Pihkakoski as Chief Growth Officer, background in marketing and growth. We have Mari Metso as a product owner. She's actually a coin designer, been working with Mint of Finland for 10 years, and now part of our team. We have Amelie Lahtinen from the Mint of Finland, and she is the head of sales and knows the industry inside and out, been there nearly 15 years. And as a Chief Technology Officer, we have Roma Mixteus Rommi, who has been actually building the whole platform background and is really good in that. Our advisory team comes from both the industry, so we have industry knowledge with the CEO of Mint of Finland, Jonne Hankimaa. We have collectibles advisor, Bob Knoll from Netherlands, and then from application side, we have Peter Westerbakk on board, who's the mastermind behind Angry Birds and Rovio earlier, and as a financial advisor, Gustav Aaltonen. So rather strong team also behind us. And what we are really asking at this point is 500,000 euro to develop our transaction capabilities and early stage marketplace foundation, and to expand our operations more to the US market. Our pre-money valuation is 3.6 million, and there is a 10% of option pool that will be included in the deal. The investment will be completed by R&D loan from Business Finland, and we have 2 hard commitments in place at this point from investors from Sweden and the Netherlands. So this, in short, is Coiniverse, and hope I was able to arise some interest, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have at this point.
Great, thank you so much, Nico, for a very interesting presentation. Let's move to the Q&A. We can start with Amelie, then Roope and Erena, and we can keep this order for the following presentations. Okay, so Amelie, you can start asking your questions and giving your feedback.
Thanks, and thanks for the pitch. I really liked how you sort of outlined the benefits, I think, of the platform for both sides. So the collectors and then the dealers, or the mints, I think, as you call them. I have questions mostly around customer acquisition and monetization. So I think for monetization, could you explain a little bit the revenue split between the different streams? So I think you mentioned membership, subscription, and also transaction fees. And also on the membership side, you mentioned you have different tiers. So what's what have you been seeing in terms of the willingness to pay or the conversions between those memberships? And then on customer acquisition, since you're targeting an audience that's quite niche and that's kind of engaged in a hobby that's not very digitized currently, what's your plan for acquiring customers at scale in a cost-effective way?
Right. Thank you for the questions. Maybe I'll start with the last one, the customer acquisition. We have mainly been doing at this point social channels, Facebook and Instagram, and those have been, since this is kind of the whole industry is not that well digitized yet. So at the moment, we have had actually pretty decent acquisition numbers. Our cost per registered customer is below 50 cents at the moment in both Europe and in US. There are some markets, Australia proved to be a little bit more expensive, but still quite affordable in that sense. And the other kind of really important channel for us is through the member means, as we get a new member, so they advertise us to their customers, and this way we get also quite good coverage within each market we enter through the different means. So that's, and we see that we still can continue with these channels at least for a good while, since the cost is such a low level at this point. What comes to revenue, we're still kind of in the early revenue phase still, and this is why we're running the seed round now. So mainly the revenues have been coming from the joining fees. We have now relaunched the club actually last week, so we're kind of gathering now data how it really works and turns. We have added content, and it's interesting to see how we turn customers to actually club members. Interesting number there is that 70% of the subscriptions are yearly based and not monthly, but the numbers are still quite low, so can't make any kind of longer predictions from those. And we, like said, we have introduced now also like different e-commerce tier for the mints, and we are now having discussions with a couple of mints if they would kind of turn into the e-commerce level second tier customers. So that's underway. And then the third one, really the sales commissions. So those are now in the future as we start building the actual marketplace towards the end of the year. I think those were at least the two questions.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Amelie. Yes, Roope.
Yeah, thanks, Mikko, and nice to meet a fellow Finnish person. Although I grew up in the Netherlands, but I do speak Finnish a bit.
Okay.
So thanks for the presentation. In general, we like platforms and marketplaces as when they're executed correctly, it can obviously drive network effects and therefore create a sort of a flywheel for future revenues. But in that sense, it's to get those network effects, it's obviously clear that there is early signs or early proofs of that the users and subscribers actually like what they're seeing and like what they're doing. So in that sense, quick question there is, you mentioned the number of downloads or users, but how many of them are actually subscribed, and how many of those subscribers or users use the app frequently, and how many churn basically after a one-time usage?
We have at the moment around 10% of the downloads are actual monthly users, and then that's kind of the level we think. We're not definitely a daily app. We're kind of targeting to be used once per week, really. So it's not that frequent use with that application. We do have users that kind of come back every, let's say, every other month or so. So it's a little bit harder to kind of measure that one also. But like I said, around 10% are monthly active users from the downloads. And at the moment, we have around 100 of the subscribers, but like I said, we just relaunched the club, and it's kind of growing. We're aiming to get 20% of the monthly active users as a club members. So we are expecting to have 2,000 paying customers at the end of the year. So that is the plan, since the content has been now really it's different than it has been for the last years, as we have been kind of preparing for the incorporation, and development hasn't been that active in that sense.
Okay.
I think
that's clear. I then have a more broader question, just for my education, I think. So for me, relatively clear why the users or coin collectors would want to use the app. Not so clear as much yet why the industry / mints would be happy to join Coiniverse, because help me here, they generally just make the coin for the country, right, and then introduce the coin into the market. Why would they want to be a part of this?
It's kind of we can divide that kind of what mints produce is kind of twofold. They produce the kind of the circulation coins that we use every day and then get from the cashiers, even some in Finland and the Nordics still, but more so in the other countries. So that's one part. And what Coiniverse is doing, we are selling the commemorative coins. So each mint provides these kind of separate collectibles and kind of sell them for the collectors, and that's the $2 billion market globally for these type of coins, as we see here in the picture. And really the struggle with the industry is that the collectors are getting older, and they are kind of reaching and finding ways to reach the younger collectors, and also kind of make collecting like more desirable hobby, really. And this is what Coiniverse is trying to do, is introduce these new audiences and provide new tools for marketing and kind of really doing digital, since the industry itself, it's quite old-fashioned, not that much in the digital yet. Most of the mints do have web shops, and some of them work better and some of them do not.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of larger mints, US, Canada, UK, Money de Paris, and Perth that we have on the deck, they are quite good in selling in their own markets, as like all the mints are. But then reaching outside their own home market, that's harder for everyone. And this is where Coiniverse also helps to really introduce their products to larger audiences.
Thanks. And one final question. So thinking about the business model and the revenue model, maybe it's twofold. So do you think the subscriber revenues or the commission revenues from the transactions on the platform will be the main driver going forward? And two, will a subscriber, so a user that pays a monthly fee or an annual fee, have lower transaction costs than a user that doesn't pay have, or will it be even transaction commission free?
Well, first of all, can you repeat the first part of the question?
So what will be the main driver of revenues going forward?
Our prediction is that it's going to take a couple of years really to get the marketplace going, get the numbers, get the users. So at that first phase, we expect to deliver that revenues mostly from the subscriptions and from the mints, and then it starts turning the other way around as we get more users on the platform and really get the commissions going. So that's kind of we're realistic in that sense that the marketplace is not for the couple of first years the kind of main revenue source, and it has to come from other sources. And then when it comes to commissions, we believe that in the club there is kind of the content and the additional services that are driving the revenue and the willingness to pay in that sense, and the sales commission would be the same for the users. We have been thinking that maybe swapping of coins, that's a little bit of peculiarity in the coin collecting, that people are actually exchanging coin to coin between each other. That could be a good feature to include in the club and behind the subscription. So that could be kind of free of charge for the paying customers.
Clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, and then we will hear from Erena.
Yeah, so hi, Mikko. Thank you so much for your pitch. I really like the idea, and also I like the niches. So I think it's a great business, and I didn't hear so much about this type of solution. So I'm quite curious. So my questions will go more around the tech behind the solution or the product that you're building or using, and also more around the how to secure the authenticity of the coins. So my first question will be the technology that is being used or built behind the product to digitalize and catalog the coins.
Yeah, so we have React Native is the kind of front end, and Firebase is used in the background. So it's our own development and kind of common tools in that sense. But kind of the backend is really robust. It has good APIs. It's good connectivity between the different kind of systems that we are bringing the coin data from the mints and the different organizations, and also then using at this point third party to enrich the product data with the stories and the things that we have kind of on top of the hard facts of the coins, kind of the weight and the thickness and all those things. So in that sense, I think it's highly scalable and can be kind of scaled fast.
Okay, got it. So my other concern will be around the how you ensure the authenticity and also accuracy of the digitalized coins. If you have partnered with any insurance company to secure frauds or fake coins, there's this is a problem that usually happen in some marketplaces, or such as, for example, Vinted, secondhand clothes. So I guess that also some people can upload some fake coins, and how you ensure to avoid these kind of issues.
At the moment, we have only kind of the products we present at the shop, and what we're starting with is the kind of new coins from the mints. So we haven't really not yet kind of bumped into that problem. But our idea is really to of course use the knowledge and expertise of the member mints, but even more the collector community, really to kind of see grade and kind of ensure that this is kind of at least the right price level. This seems to be the right coin, and we also have our coin database at the moment is nearly 100,000, 10 different coins with all the data and images, so we can compare kind of the coming listings to our backend database and see that this is the right coin. But of course, they do make really good fakes and so on. So we have to kind of prepare and use the community also to kind of see that the products are okay in that sense. And for the more expensive products, then in the future, there is possibility also to partner with the member mints and their experts to really secure that this is authentic coin and do this type of cooperation with the member mints as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think it would be great also sometimes to partner with some insurance companies to have some policies, you know, and a process to follow in case like someone, a future user, complains about getting or thinking that they have received a fake coin. So
yeah, that's a good idea, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. So that's it from my end.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erena. Thank you everyone for the feedback. And if you have another question to Mikko, you can use the chat, or eventually if we have time at the end again. So let's for now move to the next pitch. So thank you again, Mikko.
Thank you.
Next pitch tonight is the company 100, presented by João. So I would like to welcome João.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. Hope everyone is well too.
Great.
I'm going to share the screen. Okay. So again, good evening, everyone. I am João Andrade, co-founder and CEO of 100 Sports Group. And today I'm very excited to share our vision and ambitions in trailblazing the future of sports media and tech in trail running. So after a decade of working super hard and then taking my previous biotech venture public with an IPO on the London Stock Exchange back in 2016, I found myself yearning for solace and mental fortitude. So to combat my inner battles, struggling a bit with mental health, went into burnout and major depression, I turned to ultra running. And I set my sights on conquering the notorious Badwater 135, which is known as the world's toughest foot race. This challenging pursuit illuminated to me the fastest growing sports in the world. Yet surprisingly, it was void of a world championship. As an athlete aspiring to qualify for the most demanding race globally, I discerned a unique opportunity. So in 2019, after exiting my previous company, I embarked on a new odyssey fueled by my fervor for trail running, my new passion, and synergized that with my entrepreneurial acumen. Come 2021, I completed the race Badwater 135, and today I stand here as an international ultra runner. I've done over 10 100-mile to 200-mile trail races worldwide, and I'm committed with 100 to magnifying the grandeur of trail running endurance across the globe. We are seeking now two options. We have a Series A, but at the same time, a lot due to our boards and my previous background, there's a few brokers, particularly in London, looking at pre-IPO funding, leading up to an IPO in 2025 already. And we are talking to a few funds. We started this fundraise this week, a few funds to complete the Series A, and there's potential for RTOs in London as well on the table. We are currently raising £1 million with an option of over allocation of £500,000. And we are hoping to complete these rounds by the end of the year, but if not by the end of the year, first Q 2024. Now, as we look at the trail running market, this is a market where we currently have over 25 million trail runners worldwide. There are 600 million runners and a huge exodus of road runners moving to move on the mountains. There's a very large community consuming a lot of races worldwide, spending a lot of money on trail running shoes, on garments, equipment, technology. And today, the trail running market is expected to be worth, well, by the end of this year, let's say $14 billion and $27 billion by 2030. And all the big brands, Nike, Adidas, and so on, are on board already. Now, as we venture further into this space, our primary focus is growth and innovation. So the funds we are raising now will be allocated towards streamlining our small debts, setting up a new ops center, team expansion, a few strategic acquisitions I'll show to you, product development, and enhancing our media and broadcasting capabilities. Of course, whilst we're enthusiastic about the future, we recognize the risks associated with our industry, but with our dynamic team, agile approach, and the bit of use of technology I'll show you in a second, we are well equipped to navigate these challenges. Now, since our inception, we've achieved remarkable milestones. This journey is, of course, not only about races, but investing in mental health, well-being, and promoting sports and endurance. Our events have attracted significant participation, our broadcasts have garnered impressive viewership, and our revenue streams are steadily growing. We're honored to have been recognized with various awards and to have attracted investment from significant players in the industry. Private equity FS Ventures from London is on board. We've done a crowdfunding raise at the end of last year via Crowdcube. We've pitched at the Dragon's Den, the BBC show, and got investment from Stephen Bartlett from the Diary of a CEO. This is poised to air beginning of next year. We have, behind the success of 100 so far, a team of passionate, experienced, and dedicated individuals from sports managed to finance. I think the main point on our team is that we are committing to bringing a more corporate professionalism to the sport of trail running. Now, our business is divided in mainly 6 divisions. So this is an ecosystem, diverse and comprehensive. So from pioneering trail tech with the 100 Sports Tech Lab to immersive experiences with MetaRace VR, where we are the first in the world to have trail running races in the virtual world. We have the World Championship for endurance trail running, 100 TV to broadcast the events, and Gretel for runners to prepare for our races. Now, we completely set ourselves apart from what we can consider as competitors. These are basically event organizers focused on the shorter distances, whereas we are much more focused on harnessing the power of technology and building a world championship for the fastest growing sport in the world. So we use the World Championship as a dress for a lot of technology we are bringing on boards and a lot of opportunities that we can capitalize on. Now, when we look at the 100 World Championship, we see that 100 encapsulates community, innovation, and excellence. We offer a complete package, ensuring a memorable experience for athletes, countries, teams, fans, and sponsors. Now, our ambition is to bring the thrill of trail running to diverse corners of the world. We have a goal of having over 20 races spanning 5 continents. We are scouting locations from US to Australia, ensuring each race showcases both the beauty of nature and cultural significance of each region. In each country, we collaborate with a local organizing committee to maintain global standards. The My100 platform is the epicenter for trail runners. It offers rankings, exclusive Go and Run Miles Club, accessible race results, coaching and nutrition services, and much more. It's the comprehensive trail running ecosystem. Then we have developed in the 100 Tech Lab two apps. One is the World Trail Running Destinations app. For each government we partner with, we have an app that people can navigate the trails safely. They can use it online or offline. We can promote the region, the restaurants, the hotels where people can stay, have real-time reports. If there's any event that cuts a part of the trail, people can be redirected. So this is a very important tool for people using the trails, whether it's for running, for hiking, or for mountain biking. It's a safety app as well. On the other side, we're in the process of developing an app for safety and rescue for our events. This is basically, well, runner safety is paramount. So these AI-driven apps allows us to monitor all of our races, have real-time geolocation, and rapid safety and rescue response, giving peace of mind to both runners and organizers. Now, we have introduced since 2020 the trail running records for segments and courses around the world for athletes to go and try and compete and beat those times. And we've introduced as well the Best Trail Running Destinations Awards, first of its kind, where we have an award ceremony every year for the best trail running destination in the world to be awarded. So to promote people to come all year round to get to know these mountains and this country. With MetaRace, as I mentioned before, we are here merging the realms of reality and virtual to create the first virtual trail running races worldwide. MetaRace offers an unparalleled VR running experience, utilizing AI, GPS, and the latest mixed reality headsets. This is where physical exertion meets immersive gaming. This also makes our model bulletproof on the verge of potential pandemics, travel restrictions due to any geopolitical tensions. If races are canceled, we are always able to have virtual world races to runners across the world. Gretel Planner, to put it simply.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is this the last slide? Because it's been already 10 minutes.
Very close to
how many you have left? Slides?
Maybe 3.
Okay, all right. Let's keep it short.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So race strategies are critical. With Gretel Planner is a technology for runners to prepare for our races. This is fully developed, is an acquisition that we're doing as part of this fundraise. We have a multitude of revenues that are generated by each event, by the World Championship stages, and also by each of the apps that we are either acquiring or that we have developed. Over the next 12 months, as I've shown before, we have a lot of races to be launched in the market, a lot of the new technologies as well, leading up to a potential IPO in 2025. And this being the last slide, we are looking at £1.5 million revenue next year, 24 million by year 5, and looking to chart our course to 100 million valuation. And without further ado, I welcome any questions you might have.
Okay, thank you so much. Congrats on the great pitch.
Thank you.
Let's begin with Amelie.
Yeah, thanks for the pitch. I don't know much about trail running, so I learned a lot. I'm curious to know, you mentioned all the different things you do, and I think you have a bunch of different divisions focusing on different things. So how do you prioritize which ones to grow, and where are you going to focus your efforts the most after the fundraise, and why?
The main division is the World Championship for Endurance Trail Running. And all the other divisions we have are complementary to the World Championship. So everything, every technology, every innovation we are putting behind it, and all revenue streams, it's really a 360-degree model. It's nothing as a tangent to the core of the World Championship.
And for the other kind of tech solutions you're developing, do you plan on having that as a purely B2C focus, or are you also thinking of providing some of it as kind of software as a service, like the safety the safety app or the VR kind of experience?
So the Meta Race, the VR experience, is business to consumer. Initially freemium model, and then upgrades for athletes participating in races or having training received from their running coaches. Whereas the safety app, the destination app, these are B2B models. So just to clarify, when we host a World Championship stage, a country and then the local governments and city councils will fund most of the race, if not all of the race. So this could be anywhere between $100,000 to $1 million per race. When this happens, we have a relationship with one event that happens throughout a week, but nothing else to offer pretty much the rest of the year. Because we have that relationship, and we are now with the second edition of the World Championship completed 3 weeks ago in Italy, looking into 2024, the third edition, our conversations with governments were, could we develop something to have the tracks where the races happen for people to visit all year round in a safety manner that could promote the trails, people coming to visit. And this is really a very good way to promote the regions from a tourism standpoint, cultural standpoints, and bringing people all year round. So the economic impact for the local governments and the countries is immense, reason why we've developed these apps as well. And then finally, the My 100 Run platform is basically where runners sign up for the races. After they complete the race, they can check the results, they can compare with previous editions, and then we can sell them and upsell them a bunch of stuff inside there, including merchandising, caps, hoodies, and t-shirts, and so on.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you so much. Yep, exactly.
Hi, Joe. Thanks for the pitch. I like the idea of generating this kind of a global brand that speaks to a certain niche, a fanatic niche that really likes what they're doing. Kind of like taking an example from the Ironman, probably a bit, which obviously made a successful exit a couple of years ago to a PE player. So that's a nice example to work towards.
Yeah.
But I have a couple of questions. So first of all, the World Championship as it currently stands, I understand it is a one-day race, which was held in Italy, and now you have the plan to set up a multi-stage race globally with a final in Italy. How far are you with contracting these countries or these cities, or not cities probably, but these countries that set out the courses for you? And how tangible are those contracts?
Mm-hmm. So we've hosted races for the World Championship in Brazil, Portugal, and Italy. So these are already in place for next year with increased amounts. And we have, since the end of last year, been scouting for new races. So for example, we were part of the Hype GBA Sports Tech Accelerator Program, perhaps the largest one for sports tech in the world. And because we went to Taiwan to present and won Best Company Awards, we got ourselves into a deal with the Taiwanese government as well. So we're including that race next year. We're speaking to the Saudi Arabia Federation for Mountain and Hiking, and in conversations to have the final actually in 2024 in Saudi Arabia, because they are investing a lot to bring sports into the region. And we have so many leads right now that we cannot host all races next year. We are already committing some to 2025 because we are talking to US, Australia, Germany, Spain, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, other places. And so we're being very careful with the selection of races because we are seeing extreme demand for the World Championship stages.
Great. Then a second question on the revenue going forward. So thinking that the World Championship is going to be the key driver of revenue, if I understand correctly. Question, why would you not want to build a more... to me, the World Championship feels like it's limiting the amount of competitions you can have annually. And again, taking the Ironman example as an example, which has loads of races across the globe throughout the year, wouldn't you want to limit yourself less by creating a brand and organizing more races for which more countries and more locations can pay you, driving revenues further?
That's an excellent question. And our view is the following. We are building the World Championship much more on a Formula One style, rather than what Ironman did for triathlon, which is a model that perhaps worked very well when they started. And this is a company with over 40 years history. And they built that all over the world. They reached the cap and started investing in trail running as well. So they've started to invest in trail running. They invested in other sports. They bought marathons and so on and so forth. Now, for us, what we see is the next 5 years, we need to be the best in trail running and be like the NBA for basketball. We need to be that for trail running. And that attracts a lot of media and broadcasting opportunities. So we closed our first deal with a TV channel in Brazil for 2024 already. They want to do the whole broadcasting of the race and then pay licensing rights. We are talking to CBS Sports via the accelerator Hype. And so when we look at advertising, a brand that people are proud to wear, the 100 brand, that means endurance and power, resilience, which is a lot of what's behind the Ironman brands. It's we need to deliver very high quality. We need to figure out how to broadcast races that can take up to 72 hours, because we do host races up to 200 miles with big heroes. We need to tell their story. And for example, I mentioned Stephen Bartlett. I don't know if you're aware of him or not. He has a Diary of a CEO. It's the largest podcast of entrepreneurship in the world. When we pitched at the Dragon's Den, and he committed then to invest, we had a follow-up meeting with his whole team, and he is all about social media and content. And the first thing he was telling us is, as long as we can build a brand like Ironman, the factor at which the company will be valued will be much higher because of the brand equity. So in a way, it's a lot of a brand pay, and we cannot challenge quality. So we need to have the events very well under control. The best athletes have the Nike, the Adidas team, the Salomon, North Face, Columbia. The teams competing, individual rankings, team rankings, good broadcasting and media, and we have a global show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, next one is Erena.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the pitch. So I come from a sporty family who has run also the marathon of Estellés, like different
very good.
Yeah, races. So I was like very excited to talk with you tonight to see what you can you bring, you know. Also maybe I share your business with my dad, that he's still like running and doing some triathlon. So yeah. So my question will be more around revenue again, because you mentioned, if I'm correct, like you're generating so far 300,000. Am I correct? Yes. So I didn't get exactly that revenue, where it come from, you know, like what is the main stream revenue that it comes from? If it's more the broadcasting business, or from the participants, the local organizers. So,
well, let me tell you historically, because we started organizing events in 2020, even amidst when the pandemic started. That's when we launched the company, so 2 weeks before. So we had to reinvent ourselves during that period. But instead of stopping, we did brand activation. So we did 5 events with runners running against the clock alone, and then another running trying and beat their time. And we broadcasted all of that. So it was good to build the first relationships with governments. So when we opened up the World Series in the World Championship in 2022, we had roundabout the governments paying roughly 20,000 euros only. And then we had the race registrations, which compose most of the revenue. and a lot of in-kind sponsorship from nutrition brands, water companies, infrastructure, and all of that. An event can roughly cost in the first year $100,000, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the beginning, we had to invest to make the events happen, to show what the events were, and try then the following year to have more support from the government, which worked. So, for example, in Italy this year, we pretty much break even because the government already paid close to $100,000 divided between the city council, the race headquarters, and two other entities that manage the mountain, which is the Gran Sasso mountain range. So it serves as an example that the first year normally it's smaller and then it grows. 100,000 should be roughly the mark on the second year. And then we should build up to the fifth year, reach close to $1 million, which is roughly what governments pay for an Ironman event, or for example, they will pay for a mountain bike world championship event, a large scale event. The big difference is we can take up to 8,000 people on a race, because despite the fact that we are focused on endurance like Ironman, we have 100K, 100 mile, 200 mile in the World Championship. We open up the field for shorter distances for people to participate in the event. So a 15K walk, 15K run, 30K, a marathon distance, and that brings a lot of people throughout the weekend. Now, of course, as we are becoming more recognized, we are now in negotiations with Saudi Arabia for $250,000 for next year. And for Italy, an increase. For Brazil, also close to 300,000 euros for 2024. So I think from next year, we should be aiming for each race between 150 to 200,000. In 5 years, each race, over 20 races, should be paying over $1 million. So that's the main driver of revenue. And then race registrations.
And then because I don't know if you are able to measure the, let's say, the cost of acquisition in this sense. So I will ask you how long it takes you on average to partner with these local organizers, because it must be like a little bit difficult, right? Or maybe you have like so many other competitors or sport agencies also trying to deal with them.
That's a very important point. The second bit of your question, because it tends to take 12 months to build a relationship with the government. Reason why we started last year, once we closed the first edition, to negotiate 2024. So the contracts we have closed already and the ones we are in the process of closing have been building up for a lot of time. At the same time, these governments are looking at our existing races, seeing how they develop to then commit. This is why for 2024, we have so much appetite from different governments. Now, in terms, you asked or you mentioned local agencies. What we have tried out, we've done 11 events already. So it's quite a lot of experience. What we have come to the conclusion, which is the model for 2024, is we own a subsidiary in each country, fully owned subsidiary, and then we hire the race director, course director, safety and rescue. We don't have local equity partners with us. We need to be able to maneuver and make changes in the teams as we develop. This normally is work very closely with the local government. So the governments are very, very important in our relationships. But funny enough, if we look at year 5, and perhaps just to complement in all of these, if we look at all other sports like obstacle racing, triathlon, even road running, between 20 to 30% of our revenues by year 5 should be merchandising, because people spend a lot of money on t-shirts, caps, and so on, which is very interesting. Behind that, we have all the technology with teams leading each division. So we have a group core team, operational center, and then each division is led by individual teams.
Okay. No, it makes sense to open a subsidiary and have some local team there and keep building the relationship with the government. I totally agree. I report to the Saudi Arabia office in Plug and Play, and so our clients, they are mainly like government. So it is true that they want to collaborate with only like companies that have a subsidiary or a CR, so they
Yes.
can really operate there. So makes totally sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even for insurance,
Right.
for athletes and so on, we need to have a local subsidiary as well.
Yeah. Okay, that's all from my end.
Thank you, Erena.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Thank you, Joao, for the pitch, and everyone for the feedback. Okay, so then now we will move to the third pitch of the evening and the last one. We will hear about Blanca Pictures with Lilia. So hi, Lilia.
Hi everyone.
Hi,
Thanks
hi,
for
welcome.
inviting us. We are happy to be here. So I'd like to introduce our team of Blanca Pictures. My name is Lilia. I'm co-founder and I'm executive and CEO of the company. Michael Bailey is co-founder, idea creator, and creative producer. Erena Spring is our head of marketing, and Mariana Goldberg is our investment director and SFO. So I would be short. We will start with our video pitching that we are created to present to investors. And after that, we'll come to the pitch deck and explain more about business strategy. Enjoy our video pitch.
Hi, I'm Lilia, the executive and co-founder of Blanca Pictures, a studio that breaks the mold.
Hi, I'm Michael, the other half of this dynamic duo, co-founder and creative force. We are crafting stories that tickle your funny bone and spark profound thoughts. We are not your average animation studio, and we've got something special we'd like to share with you today. Introducing Gingy, our groundbreaking comedy series shaking up the animation scene. Join Gingy, a spirited teen horse, as she navigates the city, growing, forming friendship, and learning life lessons. Our show champions fighting for beliefs, making choices and pursuing dreams. Gingy spans generations, imparting life lessons in a futuristic setting. Our storytelling binds the audience, combining captivating visuals, relatable characters, and engaging narratives for a truly immersive experience. Now, let's dive into the colorful cast. They are not just characters, each has a tale that might resonate with you. It's our character designer, Craig Kelman, the genius behind Madagascar, who's breathed life into them. And there is more star power. Rick Zief, Karen Strassman, Ray Griffin, and Michael Urchak, all Emmy and Annie Award winners, bring these characters to life with their incredible talents. Our soundtracks, from K-pop to soulful blues, are curated to immerse you in the series' distinct identity. Collaborating with a renowned producer and the creator of Tattoo, we've created the infectious anthem "That's Not the Point, Gingy," resonating beyond the screen. Our soundtracks don't just set the tone, they elevate the storytelling, captivating your senses within the Gingy world.
As we near completion of the first season of Gingy and have entered pre-production for the second season, our project progresses steadily. We maintain a clear vision for the overall story and character development, considering long-term goals. By staying focused, collaborative, and receptive to feedback, we ensure a compelling continuation of the series. It's not just a series. Our world is not limited to screens. It's a brand with massive potential for licensing and merchandising. Our attention to details shine in our characters, designs, and custom-created concepts. From custom-created alphabets to cool gadgets and props, our visuals are on trend and captivating for teenagers. We are not just an animation series, we are a merchandising powerhouse. Positive feedback from London and Las Vegas licensing experts, but Gingy was recognized as the next big IP in the following years, has sparked talks with agencies, manufacturers, publishers, and podcasts worldwide, from the USA to Italy, Germany to Spain, and the UK to Argentina. The Asian market, particularly China, South Korea, and Japan, has shown special interest. With a growing network and captivating storytelling, Gingy is a set for global success as a beloved intellectual property.
And here's more. We've notched up over 20 global festivals. We're not just hanging around. We're grabbing awards winners, finalists, and honorable mentions. They are not just shiny badges. They are proof of the magic we brew. Our content is top-notch, and the world's taking notice. But you know what's even more exciting? the immense potential, we've got to take this show global.
We are committed to the future of Gingy. Our P&L is solid, our pipeline is efficient, and our vision is limitless. What's next? Expansion. Our goal is to be a household name, and we are not stopping until we get there. So if you are looking for a partnership that combines creativity, sound business sense, and limitless potential, look no further. The future of entertainment is here, and Blanca Pictures is leading the charge. Don't just invest. Invest in a revolution. Blanca Pictures and Gingy, where creativity, business, and dreams come to life. We can make this journey remarkable and shape the future together.
Thank you for being a part of this exciting journey.
Let's make Gingy the next big sensation.
All right. Yes, very nice.
Yeah,
Are you going to share something else, or
yes, for sure. And now we
Okay.
have I want to tell about our business strategy just a little bit. Our business strategy is a brand awareness, and our goal is to come to the streaming platforms all over the world and to be globally like SpongeBob or Simpsons. Then it's understandable that our next step is licensing market. That is the biggest portion of our revenue, and Mariana, as our investment director, will introduce our P&L and our strategy in figures. It's a little bit, it will take a little bit time, but you will understand that it's not about only animation, it's about the business.
Hi guys, you hear me well? Okay.
Yes, very well.
Okay, good. Nice to see all of you. Okay, let's do it briefly. The project it's a great project. It's great, attractive project also in regard of the figures. Actually, based on our business plan, which we produced or we estimated for next 10 years till 2034, we're gonna accumulate the revenue about $1 million US, and our EBITDA gonna be half of that, and after the taxes, the net profit gonna be around $450 million US accumulated. In order to reach those figures, including IRR 27%, we would like to raise by 2027 about $21 million US, which actually could be split for 2 rounds, and the first 2 rounds we consider to be about $10 million US, which allowed it to our company to complete the first season of production. Also the second one, to conclude the first global buyout agreement with Netflix next year, and also till the next year, till the end of next year, we plan to have the agreement in places for the licensings with the retailer and etc. Maybe Erena, you can show us the next slide. Yeah. Okay, let's stop here. So the structure of our revenues is we're gonna have the revenues based on the idea that actual global buyout gonna be counted 84%, and the licensing, global buyout gonna be 16%. It's mainly Netflix, and our major revenue gonna be from a licensing agreement. So till 2034, we're gonna cover 35 countries, and we're gonna reach the awareness of about 35%. Here you can see the figures. The idea is quite common in such a business of animation studio, In the end of the day, we're gonna earn the money from licensings. The process takes years. We plan to have a break even in 2027, and we plan to pay back the investment, all the investment, till 2031. In our business plan, we have the 2 projects. One of them is Gingy, and another one is Project 2. It's our second IP. The idea is the company gonna be growth and produce next and next and next IP with a certain characteristics. We have the competitive advantage because we're cost effective. And we have another competitive advantage because of our uniqueness, because of our multinational approach, and because of our creative ideas. Here on the slide, you can see the distribution between the sales and the licensings. And also you can see on your left side, the figures for total sales revenue, which we plan, which we budgeted to have till year 2034. Do we have more time?
No, actually it's already 10 minutes, so maybe like just another slide or 2. And
okay, sure.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe I would say, maybe let's do it in this way. I think it's necessary and very interesting to for Erena, who is our marketing director, to say a couple words about our revenue producing strategy, how we're going to explore the market and to penetrate the market. Erena?
Hi, everybody. The most important is our business model. It's business model which was approved by such huge top industry players as Disney, Pixar, whoever, Ghibli Studio, and it's going through distribution, just growing brand awareness around the world, and through digital, aggressive digital campaigns, and then just prepare the fan base ready to buy our licensing products. So the very interesting point that it's not only for the big the big players like studios so well known everywhere. It's also very small independent studios like we who are doing this journey very, very successfully. So this business model is actually based on 2 profits gaining. One is distribution, and another one is licensing. So we have developed a very, very detailed business plan, how we'll go on the different markets. I just came from MIPCOM, which was in Cannes last week, making contacts with distributors. So I had a lot of meetings. The biggest interest among distributors to ours is raised because first of all, we are independent, and IP we have is 100% our. It's our IP, so we can. It's up to us to decide what we'll do with this. And the idea is to be on air beginning next year. And then we used to be on a few expos, licensing expos around the world, in London, in Las Vegas. So we get already good local partners in different regions. And we would like to start from English-speaking countries, both in distribution and in licensing. So it means that by the way, licensing market is the biggest in the United States. It covers about 40% of all licensing deals. And I can show you very quickly the split of our revenue by countries based on licensing. So you see that 33%, if we take all revenue during 10 years, 33% comes from English-speaking countries, which includes United States, UK, and Canada. It's our own split. Then 9%. It comes from Latin America, which also had very big interest to us. We have already a few partners in Argentina, Mexico, Brazil, in the biggest countries from Latin America, and then Europe, which is responsible for 11%. So you see that mostly 50% of our licensing revenue comes from, I would say, secure countries.
I want to add that we're also in talk with China and with CCTV China and with Indian market that is very much potential. Middle East market is huge and potential. So Erena just said that our first steps is easier with English speaking countries because we are English original content. And also I want to tell about our studio, just a few words. We have more than 150 people on board, all over the world, any nation, any religion, any culture is on our team. So, and our content is so important to tell the message to the world that we are unifying people, we are unifying individual, and we just show the role of girl, how she's growing up in the society, in this world, and what is her choice, and everything is matter. And when individual is growing up, what is the choice for her to be stronger and to build her life herself. So this content for preteens is not for kids, that is demanded in the world. And we guess that our characters that designed by Craig Kellman, who is a unique character designer in the world, and gives special character sense from small kids to adults. So it's a family content, and we are sure that Gingy will be a friend to every person, every kid, every teen in the world, regardless any tradition, nations, and cultures and political matters. So that's why our project is unique, because whatever happened in the world, kids want to see something special and something important to get answers for them, and to help them to grow up in this very complicated world. That's it. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you to the Blanca Pictures team. Okay, there will be a little bit shorter feedback because the pitch was a bit longer. But okay, let's begin now with Amelie.
Thanks. Thanks for the pitch. Always great to see projects that kind of combine creativity and finance. My first question is on how you plan to secure your distribution and licensing deals. Because my sense when I think about it is that you have maybe a bit of a chicken and egg problem, in the sense that it might be hard to secure those deals without a proven brand. But at the same time, you kind of need those deals to prove that your brand has traction. Is that the case? And if so, how are you going to address that? And maybe I add my second question for the sake of time. I saw on the slide that you mentioned you have a very cost-efficient production process. What exactly do you mean by that? Can you maybe explain a little bit?
Cost-efficient production means that we are a studio that we began our activity just when the COVID time began. So luckily, or unfortunately, or fortunately, we don't know. But we began with Zoom, and we built our studio in Zoom. So and now these days is very much effective for us, because animators and scriptwriters and actors and the artists, we're all over the world, we are everywhere. And Zoom meetings at the beginning helped us to build this unique ecosystem. And we have office, we have a studio itself where we meet and so on. And but we know how to spend less money for rent building studios like Disney. We don't pay such extremely high salaries to top members, you know, and it's very much in the money. That's why secured, you know, that's why we have a good chance to save money for that expenses. And also, we have creators all over the world, including Ukraine, including Armenia, Kazakhstan. We had in Russia as well, and they relocated to other countries. And you know that we have creators in States, in Canada, in Turkey, and all over the world. You know, for us, we don't have borders. That's why we can choose best quality with reasonable price and work 24/7. So really, our studio working 24/7 in the morning at 3 o'clock until night midnight, and from 8 o'clock. So we are 24/7, 24 hours running company, and I don't know. We just very attentive to any expenses that we do, because for us it's important to start and to produce as much as possible. So we could agree with the top actors with reasonable price. We are SAG members. So, and SAG members, they gave a priority for us because we are like startup project. So, and they love our project, and they gave us reasonable prices for voicing. And Eagle Studios, Oscar Studio, they gave us a very reasonable price for recording. You know, just the world is helping us to generate beautiful story. And when we compare with different projects like SpongeBob or Gravity Falls or some other projects, we see that our prices are very much reasonable to compare with the quality that is really very top quality and expenses. So that's why we say that we are very much competitive for production.
I could add that we have co-production studios in Turkey, for example, or in Argentina.
I already told Erena.
Yes, yes. No, I would like to emphasize. And about securing, you know, the distribution and licensing. We understand that we're newcomers. Therefore, we're looking very well-known agencies, licensing or distribution agencies, who brought us to the big monsters.
Also, Erena, could you open the board advisors page and our team page, because we understand that management is very much important part of the business, and we have really brilliant board advisors from States and from London, and experts from New York Bank. So we have people on board who helped us to build our business strategy, our figures, statistics, marketing strategy, and for sure they will be helpful for us to open doors. They have strong ability to do this. So that's why we are sure that we will go to the proper door for distribution in a smart way. And for sure, a licensing market that we already entered, and they're waiting for the distribution moment. So we have agencies, so we have collaborations with really well-known partners who love to take new IP, promising IP. And Global Licensing Expert really told us twice that Blanca and Gingy is the next big IP following years. That's why we are sure that we will succeed. Our passion all the years, you know. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amelie. And now Roope.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the pitch. I think not an obvious one as a venture capital case, I think. So lots to digest here. I think first question would be, if I understand correctly, you've already created a season, so that's multiple episodes. Are they airing somewhere? And is the reception of those episodes? Has that been nice? And the second question is, in terms of unit economics, if I can call it like that, I understand that to create an episode, it is roughly $500,000 US, so 12 minutes times 38,000 a minute. What is the expected payback period of such an episode?
Mariana?
Hey, thank you for your question. Regarding the payback period, as I mentioned before, in 2027, we're going to reach the break-even. And based on the idea that we start the production, let's say, continue the production of the first season, because the first season hasn't completed yet, immediately upon the raising funds, we plan around 2031, let's say 7 years, 6 years, it's gonna be the payback period for the whole amount. Generally, what we would suggest to pay back in 2 years for raising the round A, because then at that point we could have the full evaluation of the company based on the revenue from broadcasting, from licensing in 2 years, from the refinancing. That's our plan. Yeah. So regarding if your first part of the question, we haven't yet finished the season.
Okay.
We're still missing a little number of episodes, 2 episodes or 3 episodes are still missing.
It's under production. It's already almost completed. It's almost done. But because of 2022, it was obstacle with the Russian-Ukrainian war, and the branch of our studio was in Russia, so it was relocated, and we spent a lot of time and money to relocate studio, and it also damaged our situation in general. Our studio is in Cyprus. We are in quite different countries, but we really needed to save that part of the business, and that's why it was the funds was spent on different things that we expected. That's why we're a little bit late for distribution, and it's understandable. And the world knows this because the professional world know about this. This is the situation. So, and this is very much important for the world, that our team very strong. We overcome so many obstacles. COVID time, 2022. That is really making us stronger. And even we grow up our team, so it means that we are really. The sustainability of the company is really strong. We can resist a lot of things, and this is an important. And in case of brand awareness, we already, Mike said in the pitching, when we made the video, it was over 20 festivals. Now it's 33 festivals already. Yep. Yep. So the world really love our episodes. It's not only one, in the first episode and 7th and 8th episode, and it's a huge sense of humor and multi-layered jokes for kids, for teens, and for adults. We have a lot of references on very famous movies, on very famous jokes. It's understandable, it's like satire sometimes, and that's why it's a lot of dialogues. It's not gags. That's why it's interesting to watch. And sense of humor is really nice. And we're increasing our writing room. We have on board very brilliant writing room from Los Angeles with own podcast and everything. So for the last year, we overcome obstacles, and at the same time, we grown up, So, and at this moment, we are fundraising money to restart production and to continue production and to make this world better.
Clear. Thank you.
Hi, now I guess that it's my turn. So thank you so much for your pitch. As we are running a little bit out of time, I will go straight to my main two questions. So the first one would be, you said that you are quite competitive in terms of production, but what are the gross margins you expect to work with once you restart the production and start the selling process?
Gross?
The margins.
Margin. Mariana?
What do you mean by margin? You mean gross operational margin?
Yeah.
You mean gross profit margin?
Both will be great to hear about.
Okay, listen, the idea is following. I would say we can split the business model for two periods. Yeah, the first period when we're gonna to produce. The second period is soon as the season has been produced, in no cost of goods anymore, because we're gonna just book the royalties from our licensings and also from global broadcasting. Yeah. So in the end of the day, I mean, you're gonna have around 90% of the operational margins. That's huge. In the beginning, you're gonna have loss, obviously, because you're gonna produce, you don't have any revenue. Yeah. So your question, I think, more applicable when we're gonna split the life of the project for two periods. Before stabilizing, I mean before 2027 and after. Because after 2027, as soon we're gonna finish all the season and get the break even, this company gonna be kind of gold co produced cash. That's it. Yeah. It's just royalties. I mean, no cost of goods. Of course, we're gonna pay commissions. Of course, a lot of funds and payments gonna for digital marketing, but no production cost and a future idea of this business model. Yeah. If you have any other question afterwards, we can send you more proper figures and we can look together at the percentages. But trust me, the percentages, it's not gonna reflect anything in this business model.
Yeah, and any clients in your pipeline that you are already in discussions with?
By clients, you mean not B2C. By clients, you mean B2B.
B2B.
Global,
Yeah, exactly.
global buyout, the negotiation. Yes, that's true. We do have the first round of negotiation. Maybe Lilia or Erena will a little bit disclose about the processes, how the process looks itself, and which progress we has been reached till now. Lilia, would you like to have some?
Yeah, Erena. Erena, I delegate you.
Yes. I was in the big ferry of distribution society, which was in Cannes last week. So we decided to go through distributors. You know, distributors, it's like an agent who connect the big global players like Netflix, Hulu, whoever, with IP owners, with content owners. We are. So there are actually three biggest directions we were discussing. And the first direction is streaming platform. The second direction, it's TV channels. Pay TV, you know, I was sure that if you sign a contract with a big platform, it's, you know, it's the right goes to the streaming platform, but not. Actually, paid TV is also a place. So we have already two directions in distribution. And the third one is, which are growing very, very fastly. It's award platforms where you have no subscribers, you are just financed by advertising. So, you know, these three big directions, just we guided by agents, you know, just powerful agents in this market. So we're quite sure that the beginning of the year will be already on air. Not everywhere for sure, but we'll start to, okay, if we have the first season finished, for sure.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Really much appreciated.
Any other
Okay.
questions?
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, so this was the final pitch tonight. So I would like to thank everyone for joining today, and I hope you all enjoyed the event. Congratulations to the presenters, and thank you to the board members for their time and useful advice. And I will be sharing the contact list of everyone who attended, so you can like connect or have some more questions or network after the event. And there will be a recording also that we will upload on YouTube. So for the people that missed the event, there's a chance to watch it there. I will also be sharing this link. And yeah, usually I do a round table of final thoughts or remarks or just comments from the board members just to finish the event nicely. So let's start from the bottom, from the last one. Erena, if you want to share your some thoughts, or did you like the event?
Yeah, so I would say like from an investment perspective, that it is true, and we all know that we are in a recession, let's say economical recession, and that also impact to the venture capital industry. But I think that all these startups that are working on the consumer tech vertical or industry, if they find a niche and they work in an appropriate way, let's say, and you become like efficient, because I think that that's one thing that all the venture capital firms are looking into when it comes consumer tech as startups, like how they can be more efficient, because obviously the CAC, the cost of acquisition, it's usually like high. So I would say like work on that, like become efficient, focus on your niche, and create value for your customers. And yeah, and I think that we will have the outliers there outside if you work on that.
Thank you so much for great advice, and thank you for joining today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Roope, would you like to say some final
Well,
thoughts?
just echoing what Erena said, it's tough times out there, trying to raise money in a recession, at least in an economic downturn. So keep up what you're doing. I think you all have nice companies. So yeah, thanks for joining, and good luck.
Thank you so much for joining. And Amelie?
I think might be a bit repetitive, but
Yeah.
also echoing what
Thank
the
you for
other two
joining.
said.
Yeah.
And I do think the point about niche that Erena also made in Roope is very true in all your cases. And I think you did do a really good job of kind of showing the benefits for those niche audiences that you're providing. So yeah, all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining, Amelie, and see you all soon again at some next events, I hope. Have a good night, everyone, and let's keep in touch. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Ciao.
Thank you. Bye-bye.